Hey guys, Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. You know how much we love the arts on the TED Show. And today we are really honored to have Laura Poalis. I did it. And Mallory Vance with Ophelia, the musical at Fringe Art Space. If you all don't know anything about Fringe, you are missing out. You're missing out at Fringe Art Space. You can go to orlandofringe.org to find out more and to get tickets. But we're going to find out more about the show and more about them. Welcome, ladies. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Good. Super excited to have you on. And of course, we got to give a shout out to the one and only Desiree Montez. Because she is always bringing on amazing guests. And you all, we do have a thriving arts community here in Orlando. And I would love for you all to go out, experience something new. And if you're familiar with Fringe and all things Fringe, you're going to love this. So, like I said before we went live, the audience loves to know a little bit about each of you. And I'm going to start with you, Laura, since you are Ophelia in the show. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. So I currently go to Rollins College as a music major. I've been performing since I was little, like going to summer camps and mostly musical theater. So that's still what I like to do. I worked with Phoenix Tears a lot. I've done a lot of audio immersive dramas with them. And this is the first musical that we're doing. So that's super exciting.
Exciting. And the lead. You're like
Yes.
you're the main character, or at least
Yeah.
the main character. That's awesome. Thank you. How about you, Mallory? Tell us you have producer next to your name. So tell us a little bit about you and what that even means.
Yeah, so I'm the producer and executive director for Phoenix Tears Productions, who is producing Ophelia. And we often do immersive interactive shows. That's sort of like our bread and butter. But I fell in love with Ophelia when the creator, Jeremiah, played a song in October of 2018 at a little show we did. And I was like, I want to do this show. And so for the last 5 years, we've been trying to make it happen. And that's how I ended up here as part of Ophelia.
It's so tell the audience that probably recognizes the name Ophelia, but they can't remember when they read that in college or high school. So give them a little background on Ophelia and where that originates from.
Perfect. I'll field that question. Yeah, so Ophelia is a brand new musical about the character from Shakespeare's Hamlet. And you may remember her as this girl that Hamlet was maybe or maybe not dating, but definitely broke up with in a very horrible way. And then she ends up taking her own life. And we took that story and we didn't want to change the ending. So, spoilers, if you've read Hamlet, you know how this show goes. Because we wanted to instead explore the pressures Ophelia was under from all of the men in her life telling her to do different things, plus the inherent pressures of being a woman where people want you to be like very conflicting things all the time. And so this show starts earlier than Shakespeare's show. It starts with Ophelia and Hamlet actually meeting for the first time and then runs through the rest of her story. And it's kind of a take on the pressures of being a woman.
I think it's fascinating whenever you can isolate a character like that and then create a whole new narrative, or at least expand on the narrative. But it's one thing to do it just verbal and writing. So tell me a little bit about the musical part, because Shakespeare, Ophelia musical, because this is a musical. Was that a difficult thing to kind of adapt to, Laura, as the lead, Ophelia in the musical?
Yeah, I remember when it was like our first like reading of the script and of the songs, and Jeremiah was like, "Oh, everyone can share like their thoughts on," and I was like, "Oh, my thoughts on Ophelia, like from the play, I feel like she doesn't have much of a voice, and she's just kind of there as like a girlfriend for Hamlet, but now like through the music, I think we really get like a deeper insight of how she feels being like she has a song called Wallflower, how she feels like kind of pushed to the back and being told like you should find something to do, but what you're doing isn't good enough. You should do something better. You need to read, but you also need to be like beautiful and like find a man, but also don't find a silly man. Like all these different, like what Mallory is saying, conflicting ideas of what a woman should be. And I think the music allows her to have a voice and to tell her innermost thoughts to the audience, but also to her brother, to her father, and then also to the flowers, which are the different aspects of being a woman.
I love it. And when you mentioned that, it reminded me of that beautiful speech in Barbie, where you're just trying to go back and forth, and there's so much conflict and all of the expectations. You're supposed to be this, but not too much of this. And so I'm
Yes.
super excited about this because I feel like she was always a character that was intriguing. And you just, everything, of course, was about Hamlet, most of it. But I love the fact that the writer has taken this and really expanded on it. Tell us about the actual show itself. So you can get tickets. Tell us about Fringe Art Space, because the people who are listening they may have heard of Fringe, and because they hear the word, they're like, that's not for me. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that, Mallory.
So Fringe Art Space is an incredible venue, and especially for companies like us who are smaller and nomadic, they offer an opportunity to have professional theatrical space that doesn't charge me thousands of dollars a night to put on a show. And that's a big deal for emerging companies like us. This is not something that would have been achievable for us otherwise. And the space itself is downtown on Church Street. It's on the second floor. It is a beautiful, I think it's like 120 seat theater, and it's a full professional theater. We also, because we're immersive interactive, have decorated the whole lobby, and we have an immersive interactive pre-show with the flowers. So when you come when doors open, which happens an hour before show, you get to talk to the flowers. You can have drinks at the bar. You can have your petals read by our depressed flower Rue. She will probably tell you you're going to die, but you can't say that that's inaccurate.
I love that. I love the immersive part too. And you all, if you have not been to this space, it really, just like Mallory said, it's a beautiful space. And I think a lot of people just don't know, if you're not in the arts little bubble, you may not know that it exists, but we do have a beautiful space downtown on Church Street. Tell us about the last night. Tell us about the F off, I think, is what we were talking about. Let's talk about that, because you can find out all you want to know about the musical on Orlando Fringe, but there's a special evening that we want to talk about as well.
Yes. So on Monday, December 18th, we have a special show. We're calling it the F off show, or you know how to fill that in. And that show is an opportunity for all of the performers who have been running this show for 12 nights and several months before that in rehearsal to take all the things they've thought of, all of those little improvised lines, all the ad libs you want to add, all the silly things that we do backstage or during mic check or things like that, or parts you wanted to sing, but it's not your song, stuff like that, and give them the opportunity to just enjoy themselves. So it's a celebration for the cast, and we want to invite the audience in to have fun. There will be a drinking game. There will be fun ad libs. There will be characters playing different roles. The creator, Jeremiah, is going to be on stage doing, that's a great question. We won't know until we get there, but he might decide to be Ophelia for a scene, and we're just going to let that roll. It'll be a wild and fun night, and it's just a one-night engagement. And for anybody who has seen Ophelia, it will be a really, really fun way to revisit the show. And for people who haven't, it'll just be a wild party, and everybody loves a party.
Everybody loves a party. That's another reason why I love everything that you're talking about, because I feel like people think the arts sometimes are boring and hoity-toity and not interactive or immersive, and you all are creating this amazing space. And I love it. I love every bit of it. All right. So I know you can get tickets at orlandofringe.org. You can look for Ophelia the Musical. Where can they find out more about you all? Social media. Laura, I'll start with you. What's the best way for them to find out more about you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Laura Pualis. It's mostly reposting the show. And I'm also on Instagram, also Laura Pualis. Yeah, those are my two main platforms.
Fantastic. And how about you, Mallory?
I want Laura to also mention that you can see her in shows at Rollins College.
Yes.
There it is. Like a good producer. I love this. This is good.
Yeah, I just got cast in our opera in the music department. We're doing Cinderella, and I will be Cinderella in March.
Wow.
So that's super exciting. Thank you. I'm very excited. I just played Cinderella in Into the Woods last year at Rollins, so it's kind of cool to like reprise it in a different way. And then I'm also, at some point, we'll be giving an hour-long vocal recital in April, maybe. Yeah, but there'll be stuff about that like on my socials. So yeah.
I love it. So can people get snippets of you singing on your socials?
Yeah, there should be some on there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, because I forgot to ask Desiree, and since we're live, there's nothing I can do. If you would sing a little for us, and I usually do that, and I forgot. Mallory, so now that she has told us she's performing Rollins, what's the best way for them to find out more about you and the company?
Yeah, so you can follow Phoenix Tears at Phoenix Tears PR on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, if you still do Twitter. I do, but I might be the only person. And then that's the best way. We are also phoenixtearsproductions.com. So you can find out more about the other things that we're doing. And like I said, this musical is kind of unique for us, but we're always doing immersive, interactive stuff. So if you follow us there, we do in-person shows, we do online Zoom shows, we do phone call shows. And the main core of it is that the audience participates in everything we do. And that's the best way to sort of find us. And I know that you mentioned that you didn't ask ahead of time, but Laura can pretty much always whip out some songs.
Laura, give us a little, I love this. Fantastic. Give us a little snippet if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
I'm going to make you front and center.
Sounds great. So a little background of the song. It's the Act 1 finale. It's called Be My Revelation. I'll just do like the chorus bit of it, but it's kind of this moment of Ophelia finally deciding who she is after being told by the men in her life, but also all these flowers that she meets, told of who she should be. She's kind of deciding who she wants to be at this moment in the show. So it's called Be My Revelation. I'd love you if you were destined for the depths of hell. I'd be tempted to temptation if it meant that I must love you on the pain of death. Be my revelation. Yeah.
Woo, beautiful. I love it. I take myself off not to just put you front and center, but God forbid you're not good. That's the truth. That's actually the truth, because one time my face told the whole story when someone sang, and never again. So that was absolutely beautiful, though. I'm super excited. I want everyone to go out to Ophelia the Musical. Get your tickets at orlandofringe.org. You can reach out to me. You can find Laura and Mallory and Phoenix all on the socials. Thank you both for being here today. I'm really excited, and it's going on now. So get your tickets. Get your tickets now, orlandofringe.org. Thank you both. Again, thanks to Desiree. We love the arts. Get out and support the arts. These people pour their heart and soul into these performances and productions, and we want you to get out there and see them. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one, everybody.